GameOnia. I'm your co-host, Bill, with your other co-host, Joel, the Retro Lizard. What is happening?
What is
How
up,
is
ladies and
everybody
gentlemen?
doing tonight?
How are you doing tonight, Bill?
Magical.
Magical?
Magical.
I like that.
I do a lot of buying and selling, so it's hard to get me excited about buying something, because I see everything, I touch everything. Not to brag about anything, but I see everything, I touch everything. So, it's hard for me to get excited about buying things sometimes. I bought something today that got me really excited. So,
what'd you get?
A PSX, a real PS2 PSX from Japan, still functioning.
Hold on, I thought PSX was PlayStation 1.
No, sir. Are you not familiar with what PSX actually is?
PSX is that big white PlayStation, right?
Yes.
I thought that was a PlayStation 1.
It's a PS1 and PS2. Plays both.
Okay.
And it was made by Sony to be a home entertainment console. Kind of like what they were trying to do with the Philips CDI, kind of like what they did with the Panasonic Q, GameCube. It's got surround sound. It's got S-Video out. It's got all of the top-of-the-line Sony components of the time for a complete home entertainment console. So it's big, it's white, it looks kind of like a VCR or one of the first DVD players. It's just big and bulky. And it's got all kinds of neat things going on with it. DVD, CD player, obviously. Too bad it wasn't a little bit later, and then we could have got a Blu-ray player into it. But, it is what it is. It's a really cool thing. The bad thing with these is that the SSDs are, there you go.
Giving a visual for the audience. That's all.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
All.
No, absolutely. The kind of bad thing about them is the hard drive for these units are coded to the motherboard. They are distinct per unit. So,
really?
Yes, when the drive goes bad, the whole unit no longer functions.
Really? You can't replace the drive at all, huh?
There are hacks to do it, but it's extremely difficult.
So you got your hands on one of these?
I did. And
do you physically have it right now, or are you waiting for it to come in?
No.
What? You have it right? You have it on hand right now?
I'm picking it up in the morning, yeah.
You're picking it up in the morning. Okay, I got you. So yes. You're going to have to show us this next week. We got to see the Billtendo pickup.
Yeah, well.
You got a pickup, dude. You never have a pickup. And you got a pickup.
I don't advertise my pickups. I have pickups all the time.
It's you just like getting stock and things like that.
But
this is like an actual pickup for your collection.
No, this isn't my collection. This bad boy is going on a wheel tomorrow night.
Oh shit, is it really?
It really is.
Yo, do not. Oh, dude, you gotta tell me in advance and I'll pay you for spots in advance because I want to jump in this wheel. I'm going to see Ghostbusters tomorrow night. My show's at 8:30 or 8 o'clock. So, I won't be around between after 7 o'clock. I'll be gone. So I gotta jump in this wheel, man. I gotta have an opportunity. For this waffle.
Yeah.
I jump in raffles all the time on Instagram, and I jump in yours too, obviously. I got a bunch of stuff from Billtendo. For those that don't know, in the N64 collectors and players group, Billtendo does raffles all the time. There was just a raffle earlier for what was the GameCube that you raffled off?
Oh, again, that's a Japanese exclusive bundle. And the bundle is actually pretty damn hard to find on its own, even in Japan, because not only does it come with a platinum GameCube controller cords, but it also comes with the Game Boy player attached,
right?
The Game Boy player disc, and it comes with a OEM crystal controller, which is clear top and bottom. And that was the only place you could get that specific controller for GameCube, and it be OEM. And those controllers, like, I can't even find one of those controllers for under $70 because they only came in this specific bundle.
No shit.
Yeah.
Was there a name for the bundle?
I don't know what the name of the bundle was. I'll see. Give me 2 seconds.
I'm looking it up right now too. It was one of these, wasn't it? This gray one? No, it wasn't the gray one. I'll know it as soon as I see it.
All right.
It wasn't the Q. I got to get myself a Panasonic Q Game Boy player. That's what I got to get.
I got a buddy that's got 2 of them right now.
Yeah, but I'm not in the market to drop like a G. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so because that GameCube, that player for, what do you call it? That player, or the GameCube, the Game Boy player for the Panasonic Q is expensive as fuck. What up, Smoke Break? That was the PSX. Bill has a raffle going off tomorrow night for the PSX and his N64 players and collectors group on Facebook. So you should jump in. If you're on Facebook, jump in that group, and you can jump in some bomb ass raffles, man.
Except we don't call them raffles because Facebook will ban you. So we call them wheels because we spin a wheel.
And on Instagram we call them waffles with a W.
I hate the word waffle. Have I ever told you that? I hate it. It's so stupid.
It's it.
It makes no sense.
I'm in one tonight. There's one going off at 10 o'clock for Dragon's Dogma. I bought 2 spots.
Oh, dude, I love that game.
I never played it. Well, it's Dragon Dogma 2, the new one that came out. I think it's the second one. I jump in raffles all the time on Instagram. So at least twice a week, I'm in a raffle. I always buy 2 spots. You know, $20 here, $20 there, man. We love Waffle House, man. Adam,
I do love Waffle House, man. I'm from New Orleans. Of course, I love Waffle House.
I never. The IMAX by me isn't playing Ghostbusters tomorrow night. It's the only show for my IMAX is at 2:30 in the afternoon because of freaking Godzilla and Dune. But we're not going to talk about Dune. We're not going to go into that.
You from Lafayette? Boy, my sister used to live in Lafayette. She also lived in Rain. And I was living in Baton Rouge, and I would go see my sister, so I had to drive across the Atchafalaya Bridge, and I broke down there one time, and it was during the killing spree of the Whiskey Bay Strangler. And I had to walk along the Atchafalaya Bridge to that little rest area that's down in the middle. Boy, I was scared as shit.
What a name for a bridge, Atchafalaya.
We Cajun. What can I tell you? It's the Atchafalaya Swamp, boy.
Jesus Christ.
So hold on just a second. I think I got it for you, Joel.
What are you looking up again? I totally forgot. Like, I totally blanked out because I'm thinking about Atchafalaya.
All right. The GameCube bundle I did earlier.
That's it. Yeah, my bad. I was bragging about it.
There we go. There it is.
There it is. 300. That's a 379.
Yeah.
Did you run that wheel already?
Yeah. Run and spawn.
I should have jumped on it. I didn't know it was that much.
Oh yeah, because dude,
it's a banger.
Yeah, it's a hard to find button. See the crystal controller there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I never seen that before. Because it's Japan.
Yeah.
Obviously. That's why I was never really, I'm only into Japan collecting now because of you.
I hear that a lot. I have a lot of excitement for Japanese stuff, especially Japanese box art.
Yeah.
It's always better. But
it is always better. The Japanese box art is fantastic. The covers are fantastic.
I find it amazing. My love of Japanese games and artwork and stuff like that has influenced a lot of people. So
what did he just say? Nako douches? Nako douches?
I don't know that douches? One. Nashodis?
Nashodis?
On the show down there in Cajun Land, things get pronounced weird, man.
Yeah, apparently. which is fine. Which is fine. It just makes it a lot more fun to say, right?
Yeah, it's always fun.
It's always fun, man. It's always fun. So Bill,
Yes.
I want to talk about a couple things tonight. All right,
Okay, we'll talk about whatever you want.
we'll talk about whatever I want. All right, because that's thank you for being so sexy about it. First of all,
Macadocious.
I wanna ask you, what do you think is the best console screen opening to turn on? Who had the best intro when turning on the console? Was it the Sega Genesis? Was it the PlayStation 1? Was it the PS2? Was it the Dreamcast? The
Come on.
GameCube? The Wii? What console do you think has the best intro when you fired it up for the first time?
So, you know,
And in chat, go ahead, you too. If you want, you can put it in the chat. Let's get the chat involved in this too.
so
Put your
we gotta
opinions in there.
recognize that NES and NES, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, they didn't really have their opening. They had a game opening, you know?
Well, Sega's opening was Sega.
Yeah, Sega
Yeah.
was fairly consistent. But that was it still it wasn't on every game. It was a game opening, right?
Mm, I think the later the games got, it got into some kind of opening for Sega. Like the T-Rex on Jurassic Park said Sega in a T-Rex voice.
Yeah.
Vector Man shot the thing. Earthworm Jim slapped his worm onto the Sega or some shit and dropped his pants.
See, I think Smoke Breaks right where Sega CD was like probably the first one to start having the Sega before everything because it had its own BIOS. They didn't really have BIOS in the early cartridge systems. So I would say because of that, PS2 to me is one of the most recognizable. It'll hit me from anywhere. But if we're console specific to a specific console, GameCube. And I wasn't a big GameCube player, but that, yeah.
You like that?
And if you hold the Z button, it'll play different music. And if you hold 2 Z buttons on 2 controllers, it's different. 3, it's different. 4 is different.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I never owned a GameCube until maybe like 2-3 years, or not 2-3 years ago, until like 2015, 2016. But I never really played it. I just bought it to have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got, but if we're talking about favorite game opening, like a console opening.
No, just like, what was the console when it turned on, what was your favorite console to you, or what was your favorite opening when the console turned on in general, just the console in general, not a specific game?
Right. No, it's real close for me between PS2 and GameCube, to be honest. That PS2 is just, at this point, it's super iconic.
That one? Yeah.
Yep.
And they got the things going at you. Okay. I like the PlayStation 1. That is my favorite, hands down, because it reminds me of THX surround sound.
Wait, which one?
The PlayStation 1. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so when you turn on the PlayStation 1, it always reminds me of like THX, because I had surround sound growing up as a kid. And when we had the PlayStation 1 hooked up to the surround sound, that was fucking loud when you turn it on. So every time I hear that, I always think of surround sound. Like, you need to have that hooked up to a surround to get that full boom effect on it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Although, man, if I'm firing up a console, you know what I like to hear more than anything else?
What's that?
I like to click on my console and hear an airplane buzzing. And then you hear,
yeah, and then it doesn't work.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, because there's a bee flying or something at the very beginning, and it's buzzing like a little airplane, or it's just a and then you hear banjo go, and then the music starts.
Okay. All right. So now, what is your favorite game opening intro? Or no, let's say favorite game. Maybe you can do it like a top three. But
Well,
what would your be? You don't have to do any specific order, but if you do have a specific one that you love to death, you can name it off, obviously too.
Ocarina of Time, number one.
Okay.
Dude, I can leave the Ocarina of Time start screen on for days. It is the most peaceful, calming.
Yeah.
It's so mellow. It's so beautiful. And I feel like they got the whole pattern of music from Breath of the Wild from the opening sequence of Ocarina of Time. They built on that really calming, minimalist music because there really wasn't a lot to it. But
Right.
boy, did it set a fucking mood,
Okay. That's what do you have any other ones that you love to death, or is that's your?
I mean, do I need to say it because everybody's thinking the same thing? It's the fucking Donkey Kong rap.
DK, Donkey Kong.
I mean,
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, come on. Like, I love that title screen for Ocarina of Time. I'll watch it all day, every day, and just listen to it. I could just plug that in and let it go while I'm going about my work. It's so peaceful. But the Donkey Kong rap is an absolute banger.
Okay. All right. I see where you're going with that. Do you have another one? You got a third one, or is that your top two no matter what?
I would probably say those are probably my top two. I do really love the opening music to Banjo-Kazooie, though. It's like it's playful, it's loud, you're like, man, you're about to have a good time. This shit is just fun. Right?
I don't remember what that sounds like. Hang on, let me pull it up.
Hold on. Matthew, GoldenEye is iconic. Okay, GoldenEye is semi-iconic for the beginning intro. The pause screen is where it's at on GoldenEye.
You could just put that pause screen and just leave the pause screen up there no matter what.
And be like this all day.
All right, hang on. Let me pull this up here. StreamYard, present, share screen, Banjo-Kazooie, share. I need sound.
It was the dragonfly.
Shit. Hopefully we don't get flagged for anything here. Let me turn this down because we're doing commentary over it. We got to talk over it so we don't get hit. Yeah. Is what we got to do.
I don't think we're gonna get hit for that one.
I don't know, man. Nintendo's pretty shiesty.
See what I'm talking about? Like you hear this and you know you're gonna have a good time, man.
Dude, that's the New Orleans coming out of you with the banjo. That's what that is.
Mike just said on Facebook, Mike Fink said Masachimichi Amano, the guy who composed Quest soundtrack, had 30 symphonies to his name.
Jesus.
I mean, if anybody want to guess which person Mike is.
I think so. For my top intro, I think my favorite intro for a video game ever is oh shit, what the fuck is it called? The Force Unleashed, the first one.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because the Lucas art thing, he throws the lightsaber at the Lucas art, and then he just does the Force electricity.
Yeah,
and then it lights it all up, and that's just, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so that just lights it up for me. That would probably be my number one. Obviously Ocarina of Time's got to jump in there somewhere too if I have to pick more. Because I agree with you, man. Who's just not going to sit there and just listen to that stuff, right? So, yeah, okay, all right. What about
Mike? That's Mike. Suck it, nerds.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wait, is that Quest 64, Mike?
Yeah, Mike Fink.
Oh,
I
that
have
you
my
mean that you hang on? Are we talking about the game with the worst opening intro ever made?
Y'all gonna have to fight now, Joe.
Dude, there's a lot of games with the cold openings and just the intros that is awesome. God of War is iconic. The PlayStation 2 God of War, not the new woke pussy ass Kratos God of War. I hate the new fucking God of War. So he's such a pussy in it. I can't even think of how the music goes, and I can't even imitate it because I'm just gonna sound like an idiot. But the opening to that, when it's just sitting there with Kratos' face on the screen and it's just the flames going in the background. Oh, dude. I'm getting a boner right now talking about this. It's great.
Joe, pull up that Buck Bumble theme.
Buck Bumble?
Yeah.
Wasn't that N64?
Yes, it was.
Buck Bumble. Intro or theme?
It doesn't matter. It says theme, so let's go with theme, baby, theme.
I actually never played this.
Oh, it's fun.
I had it because at one point I had the entire collection.
It's underrated for sure.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this kiosk behind me. Oh, that's good already.
Yeah. There's a not so ordinary situation developing.
This is good. It's kind of chill. Kind of got some jazziness to it.
Yeah, it is good. Sorry, Dallas just strolled down here and handed me whiskey.
Good job, Dallas.
Oh,
it's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble.
Oh, it's a rap.
Oh shit!
Time to rock with the biggity buck bumble.
I never made it that far. All right, I'm gonna drink this whiskey while we're listening to Buck Bumble.
I'm about to put this on my iPod.
It tastes like Werther's original whiskey. What is that? Right. It's cheese whiskey? What are you talking about? Oh,
Man, that's good. It's 2.5 minutes. Jesus.
It's a banger. I've never actually listened to this.
I've never played this. I had it, like I said, but I've never played it. I kind of want to play that now. We all have it. It's all on the emulators, right?
Right.
So
I love you. My wife just. So Dallas thought I was spinning a wheel. That's why she didn't mind interrupting and talking. But then she realized that we're doing GameOnia, and she's like, "Oh, I'm out of here." Bye.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Bill, have you ever heard the Neo Geo chime for the game for the arcade?
I mean, I can't place it, so
you can't place it.
No, if you want to chime it, baby.
It's okay, Neo Geo.
This whiskey is weird, dude.
Yo, for a guy who loves Japanese games, you would love Neo Geo. It's just amazing.
Oh, let's watch a commercial. Fucking streaming. Chelsea, did you switch over to YouTube?
Gotta love that chime. That's such a good chime.
Yeah.
Such a good chime. Oh, it's so good. Halo theme. Halo theme's awesome. The Halo theme is just super iconic, though, too. James Ferguson, what's up? Nothing beats the Street Fighter 2 arcade game intro. Let's play that one.
I mean, except for everything.
You're not a Street Fighter fan?
I am. But Mortal Kombat theme is better, man. Test your might.
Oh yeah, but no, we're talking about the opening to this. No, wait, that's not it. That's the music, but we want. There it is. That's Super Street Fighter. Where's the one? There's another one. There's so many intros of Street Fighter. Here it is, the arcade intro. Guy just gets punched in the face.
Who just said that about Happy Valley? Let me look. Oh, Chelsea. That's Mike. His cats are named Bug and Bumble.
Are they?
Yes, because of the song. I mean, because of the game.
That is pretty funny and pretty awesome also at the same time. What else we got? Somebody said Parappa Rapper.
Oh, Parappa the Rapper is like the first major rhythm game. Like, if it wasn't for Parappa the Rapper, we would have never got like Guitar Hero and, you know, all that stuff. Because it was basically the forerunner to all that. But Parappa the Rapper was good.
You ever play? Hey, I'm trying to find the Parappa the Rapper. Sorry, I was totally getting off track there when I was looking for something over here. The menu beat.
Yeah.
You can't hear it, but I can already hear it.
Boy, that's some 90s beat, huh?
Right? It almost has a Streets of Rage vibe to it. That's it. As soon as we're done, I'm going to go make a TikTok with one of those people doing the Soul Train down the aisle. I'm going to put this on it. Bubble Bobble? Oh, man. Bubble Bobble is fun, but I don't know about the intro to it. All right, let's pause that. So, chat and Bill.
Yeah.
What video game? So since we're on the topic of into video games, we're into intros now. What video game do you think has the best soundtrack? Right?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
For which system and which one?
It doesn't matter. Let's say PlayStation 1 because it had the best audio quality.
Okay. All right.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. Some people say Pro Skater 2, but you know, Pro Skater 1 had the best soundtrack.
Yeah, that had
it was iconic. Primus.
Yeah, that's it. Primus, because we're known as Big Brown Beaver.
No, Jerry was a race car driver.
Oh, I thought Big Brown Beaver was in that one.
Nope.
No? Okay. Nope. Johnny was a race car driver. Yeah, Tony Hawk had a lot of that late 90s, early 2000s pop punk music in it too.
Yep. Let me pull up the
Let's hear it, Chad. What do you think's got the best soundtrack to it? I think Vice City has the best soundtrack. But iconic soundtracks, we got Killer Instinct. That's always the most iconic soundtrack for the Super Nintendo. And just, I think in the 90s, in that 16-bit era, I don't think you can beat the soundtrack for that at all because the Killer Instinct soundtrack just went hard. Vice City, though, I think had the best.
Goldfinger by, Goldfinger did Superman, Police Truck. Oh.
Did anybody see, Adam, including you, did anybody see the Axel figure? Or there it is, the figure. There you go. I just read your entire comment there. They're coming out with a Streets of Rage figure line, finally. And I'm definitely going to be fucking buying all of those. You know, Bill, Sega guys are weird, right?
Yeah, Sega guys are weird. I'd stand on that. That's my fucking hill to die on, bro.
Donkey Kong Country album, the first one, brother Mister.
Look, so I just pulled up this website, Louder Sound, and it's a ranking of all the Tony Hawk soundtracks.
Share it on the screen.
Okay. Hold on.
Road Rash. I love that game. Yo, Final Fight for Sega CD had a banging soundtrack. Like a banging soundtrack.
Here we go.
SNES Donkey Kong had a good one. Yeah, that was good. Scroll, baby, scroll.
Oh, I'm scrolling. So at 15, we have Ride. 14, Pro Skater 5. 13, Pro Skater HD. And we're going to go to Project 8, Shred. Downhill Jam at 10. 1 and 2 from 2020, because that's a slightly different soundtrack than 1 or 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I know they did a remake, or
they couldn't get some of the songs relicensed. There were issues.
Bullshit.
And there were other additions, and so it's not really the same soundtrack. Underground 2, Proving Ground, Pro Skater 3, Pro Skater 4 at 4. Interesting. Underground, that's the first Underground. The other one must be the Underground 2. Got Pro Skater 2 at number 2, and the first Pro Skater at number 1.
Yeah, I would say the first Pro Skater probably has the best soundtrack no matter what over them all. I had the one for PlayStation 4, and it was pretty good. It was all right. I jammed on it for a while. My wife actually played that with me.
Can you hear that?
I can hear that, yeah. Is that the Mighty Mighty Boss Sound?
No, it's Goldfinger.
Turn it down a little bit so we can talk over it. Don't want to get hit with copyrights again. We do not own the rights to this music.
Okay. Come on, man. That's fucking iconic, bro.
Oh, man. My wife would be into that. I'm not into Goldfinger. I'm not into that weird pop punk shit. Blink 182.
It's
fucking Green Day. I mean, I'll listen to them, but I'm just not into them. I really don't like Blink 182, though. I think worst band ever.
Oh, I don't like Blink 182 either. How they got to be this well-regarded band, I'll never know, because they were never particularly talented.
No,
in my opinion.
No, I think they just came in at the right time, at the right moment. It's kind of like saying Good Charlotte's talented, but they're not. But I like Good Charlotte.
Well,
I'd rather listen to Good Charlotte over Blink.
I would rather listen to Good Charlotte than freaking Blink 182. I hate Blink 182. It's the worst, man. Adam's song, I remember people getting emotional over that.
Oh yeah, I know.
And I'm like, you getting emotional? And he's like, I spilled the juice in the hall. Dude, shut up. You sound like an idiot.
No, not the guy in the chat. We're talking about fucking Adam's song.
No, I'm talking
just
about
putting the record out there.
Blink 182 sucks.
Yeah, at least we agree on that. Blink 182 sucks. Not as bad as Nirvana, but they suck.
Fucking negative 10 out of 10. Fuck you on the Nirvana. You just mad. Who's your favorite band, Joel?
I think Shadow of Colossus is a good game.
You're a fucking moron.
What were you saying? What is my favorite band?
Who's your favorite band? Now,
all time.
My favorite band of all time is not Nirvana, but who's your favorite band?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Pantera.
Okay.
Yeah, Pantera. My second would be Chimera. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yeah. You sounded like just such a douche just now. Chimera. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
A lot of people haven't because, in the early 2000s, they were more of an underground heavy metal band. Yeah. So they didn't really get popular until later on, but they never really hit mainstream because they just didn't. But yeah, I've seen them. I've seen Chimera 11 times. And then my third favorite band, that would be the Misfits. And that's
original lineup. Not
all of them. All of it.
Wait, even the Jerry Only Misfits?
Even the Jerry Only Misfits.
Oh, that's fucking
all
weird,
of it.
Dude.
No, I love all of it. I actually seen
Joe,
Danzig.
You say some weird shit sometimes.
I do, don't I? I
Yeah.
actually seen Chimera with Danzig, and Danzig was the headliner. Chimera was the second band, and Danzig came out and he did a 25-minute Misfits set with Doyle.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was dude. That was amazing. I'll never see that again in my life.
So I'm gonna sound douchey when I tell you who my favorite band is because
Hall and Oates.
no, but they tend to have a douchey fan base that
Scooty's here.
that thinks that they're smarter than everyone else, and I don't feel that way, but I do see how some of the fan base acts that way. I'm a Tool fan.
Oh, like that's your number one?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
without a
great.
doubt.
And
Maynard
now
James Keenan, jeez, Tool and A Perfect Circle are in my top 10.
Well, they're
Without
the
a
same
doubt.
fucking band.
No, they're not. They're very different. Oh, by the way, the guitarist that actually created A Perfect Circle, Billy Howardell, he
Right.
used to be Tool's equipment manager, and he would tune the guitars and stuff for sound check and everything.
Mhm.
And he was putting together a band, and Maynard heard some of the music, and he's like, I want to sing for this band. And he's like, well, no, not really, because I'm writing these songs for a female singer, and I just haven't figured out who I want it to be yet. And so Maynard actually auditioned for him and wrote lyrics to his music to try to get the job as the lead singer of A Perfect Circle. It wasn't built around Maynard. It's Billy Howardell's band.
No, okay. Same band.
It's not. But
I'm
back
fucking with
in
you,
the
dude.
day,
I'm fucking with
when,
you. I know it's not.
when A Perfect Circle first came out, me and all my friends used to call them Diet Tool.
That's funny because that really is Diet Tool. Yeah. I like Tool. I like Tool a lot, but you're never gonna hear me say, "Hey, put on that Tool CD." You know, that's like somebody saying, "Put on that Led Zeppelin CD." I do like Tool a lot, though. I mean, dude, Schism is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. I love, and that it's not even exactly more or less the song; it's the music video. Like you got to watch the music video for that song while you're tripping, and you'll be into that song no matter what.
One of my weirdest ever celebrity encounters was with Maynard at a Tool concert.
Oh yeah, he told us this story.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you were the security guard.
Yes.
And he gave you popcorn.
I did tell you.
You did tell us the story. You told us the story live.
But look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a huge fan of almost everything musically Maynard's involved in. Seriously though, Maynard, shut the fuck up about the wine. We don't care. Like, just sing fucking Tool. You know?
Right.
Tool, A Perfect Circle, and his band Pussifer, fucking amazing.
What Tabby pulled up a really good question here. What is your best movie soundtrack? What's your favorite movie soundtrack, or what do you think is the best movie soundtrack? Singles?
Yeah.
Well, that came out of left field. I did not think you were going to say that movie.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't think you were going to be. I don't think you were into that movie. That's 90s grunge.
Joel, I was 16 years old when fucking Nirvana released their first album. It was a seminal moment in my entire life. I remember exactly where I was standing the first time I heard Smells Like Teen Spirit. I know where I was the first time I heard Pearl Jam, Even Flow.
Okay.
You know, like
Where were you the first time you heard Even Flow? Even Flow.
I was hanging out with my buddy Dennis Paquet. We were listening to Nirvana. He's like, check out this. This is Pearl Jam. He put it on. Dennis, God rest his soul, died a few years ago.
Oh.
But he was a great dude, you know. Him and I got to be really, really good friends.
Okay. Chat too. What do you think is your favorite movie soundtrack or the best movie soundtrack? Let's hear your thoughts on that also in the chat.
Wait, he Tabby, didn't say anything bad about Green Day?
No. I like Green Day. I think.
Wait. Oh. Sorry. This right here, Ghost Ship has a badass soundtrack. That is my daughter's second favorite soundtrack.
The Ghost Ship movie from the early 2000s?
Yes, because it's got Mudvayne Happy on it. And
yeah,
that's one of her favorite movies. And the other one for my daughter is Queen of the Damned. has a banging ass soundtrack.
Well, basically Jonathan Davis did that entire soundtrack.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
He did
that
have
was
other people perform some stuff,
right. He did, but
but
he
he
was
wrote
basic.
the whole thing.
But every time that dude went to go sing, it was Jonathan Davis singing too in the movie.
Well, they had
So
one or two songs that were written by Davis and performed by Static X, by Wayne Static.
oh really?
Yes.
And Static X might be on the soundtrack too, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So my favorite, and I think what is the best soundtrack ever for a movie, is the Last Action Hero soundtrack.
Are you joking?
I
What's
am
on
not
that?
joking. What's on that? AC/DC Big Guns, Megadeth Angry Again. Oh, you don't like Megadeth? You don't like AC/DC? Are you falling asleep? Fuck you. Second to that, in my opinion, would be the Crow soundtrack.
Oh, Crow soundtrack was fantastic. We had Stone Temple Pilots with The Big Empty,
The Cure.
9 Inch Nails.
Yep.
That was an absolute banger of a soundtrack.
Plus, you had a couple off bands that we never heard of that still were awesome on it. Like when he's in, when the band's playing and when they're in the club and the band's playing and he pushes them over and he falls down on the stage. That band playing that song is on that soundtrack too, and that's a great song to listen to.
You want to talk about a soundtrack that's out of left field?
Sure.
Ace Ventura.
Pet Detective or When Nature Calls?
Pet Detective. Do you
What's on
remember
that
Cannibal Corpse was in it?
Yeah, I actually just watched that movie on Saturday,
So,
believe it or not.
That was Jim Carrey insisting, and he made them get Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, yeah, I know. He's a huge Cannibal Corpse fan.
Yes.
Huge
and
Cannibal Corpse fan.
I mean, just out of left field for that whole movie is fucking Cannibal Corpse.
I just out of nowhere as he just walks into the club and they're jamming Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, and to me it was insane because I actually had like 2 or 3 Cannibal Corpse bootlegs at the time. You know, that's never anything you're ever going to see on a movie, and then all of a sudden it's on a major movie.
Right.
See, Tabby? The Crow and singles.
Battlestar Galactica's got a great soundtrack, huh?
I'll have to check that out. I did like Battlestar Galactica.
That's what we're missing these days is the soundtrack releases for the movies.
That's
with
true.
the good soundtracks on it, man. Nothing will come close to what we had in the 90s and the very early 2000s. I think the last soundtrack I ever purchased was the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back movie soundtrack. That
was a really good one.
It was a good movie and it had a really good soundtrack to it. You know? It had a Bon Jovi song on it that I never heard of, which was Bad Medicine. And I don't fucking like Bon Jovi, but I like that song.
You look like a dude that likes Bon Jovi, though.
We don't like Bon Jovi in Buffalo. We never have. But listen, if I'm hammered at a bar and Living on a Prayer comes on and I'm hammered, the whole bar will sing it.
Dude, we went to what part of Jersey is he from? Down by the beach. Whatever beach it is he's from. We drove down there one day and went to the beach, and they had this big pavilion with a restaurant and everything in it. And of course they are fucking blaring Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Like you could hear it a half mile away, and I'm like, you know, that tracks. What else would they be playing?
Speaking of Jersey, have you ever seen the movie Judgment Night?
Yes.
Yes. Yo, that had a banging soundtrack.
Because
it was on that soundtrack.
Oh, the best song on that soundtrack is Another Body Murdered by Faith No More and the Booyah Tribe. Yeah. And that soundtrack was way too early because that soundtrack is the first time they ever got like metal bands and rappers to perform together.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't really a thing. And we're talking like metal bands.
That was like 92, 93?
Something like
Somewhere
that.
around there? Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first time I seen that movie, dude. I love that movie. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great fucking movie.
Judgment Night is a great movie.
I had that soundtrack on cassette tape.
I had it also, but I was subscribed to the service that would send you CDs. Columbia House Have you ever heard of it?
You were subscribed to them, or were you getting the free shit?
Well, no, I say subscribe because it sounds good, Joel. I was poor, bro. I filled out a bunch of them.
Yeah, I
different
was
names.
subscribed to Playboy when I was 13, 14 years old too. Subscribed. They came in they did come in a black bag.
Holy shit! My wife just commented that. She heard Bon Jovi be called JBJ today. It reminds me of that Always Sunny episode where Danny DeVito wants to meet Bon Jovi and he calls him Ron Bon Jovi.
I never seen that actually. Oh, that's funny. I only seen like 3 episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh man, how can you not watch it? It's so ridiculous because
it is ridiculous. The first episode I ever seen was when they went to the Eagles game and Frank was tripping on acid.
Oh yeah, when he thought he was locked in the
episode.
bathroom and he was standing in the garbage can.
Yeah, he had the gun.
Yeah,
that was good.
Oh, he's always got that gun and just whips it out.
Right, and then I had the St. Patrick's Day episode.
So, brother, milk steak is a real thing. We were weirded out. We made the milk steak joke a lot around here, and we still do occasionally. But apparently, milk steak is a real thing because what it is you take a steak and instead of like cooking it on a grill, you boil it in milk.
Why?
I don't know. It sounds terrible.
Have you ever had it?
No.
Or is that like It's Always Sunny thing?
It's a real thing. You can Google milk steak.
I believe you, but did they play it on It's Always Sunny or something?
It's Charlie's favorite. It's Charlie's favorite food.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Milk steak. And Charlie McDennis is a game that they all made up. It's a mash of every game ever invented, and it's horrible.
Their St. Patrick's Day episode was on the other day where the dude brings in a can of green paint.
Oh, yeah.
Snakes.
That's Charlie.
Yeah. And he's like,
Have you been drinking green paint?
And he's like, no. And then he sticks his tongue out. And then he gets all mad. And he's like, I can't talk about this anymore. And then he walks away. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. It's like he doesn't even listen to us.
Oh, man. All right. What else you got, Bill?
Oh, I don't have anything. Fuck it. I don't know.
No other movie soundtracks you can think of in your head? Not even Fern Gully?
I mean, if we're going to go animated movies, obviously it's Fievel Goes West. But
no. Toy Story.
Nah.
No? You're not a friend in me? In me?
I'm not a friend in you.
Actually, if we're going to go animated, the best animated soundtrack ever is Heavy Metal.
Well.
And then Heavy Metal 2000.
Those are pretty good.
Those are pretty good. Come on. Heavy Metal has a great fucking anime soundtrack. It is the movie that pushed anime to the limits in the 80s. We got fucking Sammy Hagar on there. I Can Drive 55. Come on. You're not a Hagar fan, huh?
Actually, I'm more of a Hagar fan when he was fronting Van Halen than David Lee Roth. I know that sounds weird.
No, it doesn't sound weird.
But
some people go the other way. I like Hagar more on his own than I did with Van Halen because all he talked about was love with Van Halen. So, yeah. And David Lee Roth talked about getting pussy.
Yeah.
He's the ice cream man.
Hot for teacher.
He's hot for teacher. He is hot for teacher.
Oh, I listened to that song not too long ago, and I'm like, listening to this now, it's a little problematic.
What's that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What was problematic?
Hot for teacher.
Hot for teacher. Yo, in the 80s, I don't know what teachers they were looking at that looked like Sylvester Stallone. But now, there's some hot fucking teachers now. Because they're all like my age.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's because we're teachers' ages now.
Right. Dude, my first kid's kindergarten teacher? Woo! Whoo! I don't even remember her name, but I love going to parent-teacher conferences.
I don't care how good looking the teacher is. I still don't want to go to a parent-teacher conference.
I do. Somebody's got to do it, man. Somebody's got to do it.
Right.
Aladdin's got a great soundtrack.
It does.
It does. It's a whole new world, man. And now we're talking cartoon Aladdin, not that remake bullshit. Because that
Right,
remake
right.
bullshit
Hey,
sucked.
so do you realize that Aladdin only actually had one wish granted?
He did. Well, he had two.
No.
No, he wanted to be the prince, and so he turned him into the prince, and then the second wish was to free the genie.
Hold on. Okay, so he had two wishes. He did free the genie. However, the entire movie was granting the first wish.
What do you mean?
Because he said, I want to be a prince. And the genie said, poof. But guess what? He didn't become a prince. He looked like a prince. He had the prince title, a prince of nowhere. He had prince money, but he was not a prince because he had no definable route to being a prince. It wasn't until he married Jasmine at the end and he went through this whole journey that he actually became a prince. So every step of the movie had to take place just as it did, with the genie knowing Jafar was going to take him and that Aladdin would get him back. And we already know the genie can tell the future because he made reference to something that happens a long time in the future. But he knew every step that was going to happen that granted the wish and guided it along that route.
So hold on a second.
Aladdin the prince.
Actually, now that I think about it, at the end of the movie, the genie said, Al, you only got one wish left, and he granted the genie to be free. So how did we lose a wish here in between?
Who knows? I don't remember every single detail.
I think you're full of shit right now.
You think I'm full of shit?
I think you're coming up with Aladdin conspiracies.
Okay, tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how it did not require every single step of that movie, every action and reaction to that action in order to get him to the very end point of marrying Jasmine. And that's when he truly becomes a prince. He's not just dressed like one. He doesn't have a fake title, a prince of nowhere, of nothing, of a place that doesn't exist. He is an actual prince.
That was his wish. He wished to become a prince,
and
so that he can go and marry Jasmine.
So the question is, when did he become a prince?
And the genie, okay, Creeper Boy caught it. The genie saved Aladdin from drowning, which was his second wish, and he's right.
Okay, so answer my question. When did Aladdin become a genie?
When did Aladdin become a prince?
When did Aladdin become a prince? At what point exactly?
When he wished it. That's when he became a prince.
No, he gave him money. He gave him a prince title. But it was a prince of nowhere, of nothing. If you would have said, prove that you're a prince, he could not have proved it because he was a prince of nowhere. A princely title that did not actually exist. He was a fraudulent prince.
Let's hear it.
Can you make me a prince? Let's see. Chicken a la king? No. Yeah, that's kicking crap.
We're definitely getting copyright strike by Disney.
Well, he said, "Can you make me a prince?" That's what he said.
A prince. Now, is that an official wish? Say the magic
So,
word. I wish for you to make me a prince.
See?
Okay.
See? That was wish number one.
That's right, and it took the entire movie to get him there.
No, he just said, "I wish."
Let me ask you another question. When he was figuring out how to make him a,
that was wish number one. He said it right there. Dude, that was his first wish.
This is just him beginning to grant the wish. It takes multiple steps to make this.
Oh, I get what you're putting down. I get exactly what you're putting down. Okay,
hold on,
Genie. Hang on. Let me re-explain what I understand what you're saying now. Genie,
okay.
can you make me a prince? Hang on, let me pause this so I can shut it up. Genie, can you make me a prince? Is that an official wish? Yes. Okay, so he made him look like a prince. He made him look like he was wealthy.
Yes.
So that he can marry the princess, so that he could become a prince. I get it now.
There you go.
Also, I get it.
Here's another clue for you. When he said, "Can you make me a prince?" What was the genie doing?
Looking up how he can make him a prince.
In a recipe book, because it takes multiple steps. It's not a snap your finger and it's done. No kidding.
Damn, dude. You went hard into the Aladdin conspiracy theory right there. Like, you went hard into that, dude. Like, super hard into it.
No.
Like, how many times have you watched Aladdin to sit there and be like, I've watched Aladdin my entire life. You're that guy on TikTok that's like, I've watched Aladdin so many times, and I just realized this.
No, I've only seen it like maybe 5 or 6 times, but I'm also a huge fan of conspiracies. Not because I believe in any like major conspiracy theories. I'm not crazy, but I do enjoy them because I find them interesting thought experiments. Right?
You just did that. That's what it is. You did the I am today years old thing, where I am today years old, where I just found out about Aladdin.
Yeah. No. But
the look on your face was priceless.
Okay, so Aladdin,
you're like, fuck you, Joel.
Aladdin is one of my brain children. I have a bunch of theories about a bunch of TV shows. Some of them my daughter and I discuss with each other. We're like, hey, did you catch this and this and this? Like, did you watch The Office?
Yeah.
What about Parks and Rec?
Yes.
So
I love Parks and Rec more than The Office.
I have a personal theory. I'm just going to float out there.
They're in the same universe.
Absolutely. But in my personal theory, the Scranton Strangler is not Toby. It's Mark Brandanowitz. Where the hell did he go? The guy, George Howard Scruggs, the guy that was sentenced as the Scranton Strangler. His alias is Mark Brandanowitz because Mark Brandanowitz disappeared at the same time that the Scranton Strangler was arrested.
And this was during The Office, when The Office was on?
Yes.
And Mark Brandanowitz was a character on The Office?
No, he was a character on Parks and Rec in the first season only. He was a major part of the first season because Leslie was in love with him. He was the city planner.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
Yes. Got you. Okay.
And so Sanitation Joe. I love Sanitation Joe. You want to come down to the dump and party?
Hang on. Well, I want to go back to Disney conspiracy theories here.
Okay.
Do you think, have you ever seen Frozen? Have you seen Frozen? Seen Frozen?
One of the high points of my life is I've never actually seen Frozen.
Oh, okay. So you might not know this conspiracy theory. So in the beginning of Frozen, the parents go off to find the powers to help Elsa. Okay. And the mom knows where it is. And they go off in the ship, but they die in a shipwreck. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And where the area that it's supposed to be is supposed to be like European type of areas up there, right? Now, in The Little Mermaid, there's the conspiracy that the ship that Ariel finds at the beginning of the movie is the frozen ship that the parents were on and sunk, which ties them into the same universe. Even though that The Little Mermaid came out X amount of years ago, and Frozen was X amount of years later, it still could tie into the same universe because we don't know what they were thinking of back then.
Right. No, I've actually heard that. I've heard that. I see how that could definitely work.
You ever think Walt Disney's got to come back to life?
Walt Disney himself?
Yeah.
No,
he's
but
frozen. He's in a cryo chamber. He's frozen.
No, there is a conspiracy theory that they made the title of the movie Frozen because if you Googled Walt Disney Frozen or Disney Frozen,
yeah,
for the entire time of the internet, up until that movie was released,
yep,
all you got was the stories about Walt Disney's frozen head.
Yep.
And so when they named the movie Frozen, you will not find any of that stuff now if you Google Walt Disney Frozen.
They buried it.
Yeah.
They literally buried it.
They could have named that movie anything else. You know?
They could have. But it matches. Excuse me.
Yep.
Can't believe you've never seen Frozen. That's pretty good.
Nope. Deal with it. Just let it go.
Deal with it. Just let it go. You got a vendetta against Frozen?
No. There's no reason for me to ever see Frozen. Just like up until I met my wife, I had never touched a horse. And then we went to her friend worked at a horse farm. We went there one day, and my wife made fun of me because I didn't touch the horse while she's petting horses. Because obviously, if you're with Bill, you were obviously a weirdo horse girl as a teenager, right? So,
Sure.
right.
Everybody
I
likes
mean,
a horse.
that fully tracks. But I am from the inner city, right?
Yeah, there's no horses in your inner city.
Oh, there's horses, but you don't fucking touch them because there's a cop sitting on it, and it's considered assault on a police officer if you touch that horse.
Like Half Baked.
Yeah, you don't touch the
I
horses.
thought he was hungry.
Yeah, so like I would have went my entire life, and I told my wife there's no reason for me to ever touch a horse. And then one day she's like, "We're going horseback riding." Turned out I was pretty good at it, but I could have went my whole life without actually touching a horse.
Good to know you touched the horse politely.
I rode one,
You rode the horse.
and I did well.
Good for you. I've never ridden a horse. I've been like, like at the fair, you sit on the horse and they walk you around the track.
Oh no,
Closest I've ever been.
this was a little bit of a trail ride.
Sounds like a Garth Brooks song.
Sounds like a Toby Keith song.
Oh man, R.I.P.
Okay, he
Yeah,
was
he's
all
dead,
right.
man.
Yeah, I know, but he was all right.
He was all right. I'm just saying R.I.P. because you said his name. That's he's all right. Dude, I don't even like country music.
The only issue I have with Toby Keith is, yeah, his songs were catchy and stuff, but Toby
He had
Keith
one song.
really, really pushed the era of bumper sticker country music into the forefront, and you wouldn't have pop country today like you have it without Toby Keith.
Who's that fat motherfucker?
Jelly Roll?
Fucking, I can't fucking stand him.
Oh, wait, you Oliver Anthony?
No, Jelly Roll.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you got the nail right on that. As soon as I said fat motherfucker, you knew who I was talking about. Fucking Jelly Roll. I can't fucking stand the guy. Can't fucking stand him. I don't like rap country music. It shouldn't be a thing.
It's weird.
It shouldn't be a thing. Rap metal, I kind of got into it a little bit because of Limp Bizkit, but people felt the same. Yo, Limp Bizkit is the greatest band ever made.
Jesus Christ, Joel.
Don't you fucking Jesus Christ me. Don't you fucking Jesus Christ me. Nope, Limp Bizkit is fucking God. Love Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst, greatest showman ever.
Fred Worst.
You ever see Limp Bizkit live?
Yes, because I went to the first 2 Family Values tours.
Limp Bizkit is, so I'm jealous that you did that. Limp Bizkit is awesome live. Awesome
Limp
live.
Bizkit rocking the set. It's like Russian roulette.
Yeah, so you know the words. You know the words.
I got theories about Limp Bizkit too, bro.
Oh, what's your theory about Limp Bizkit?
It's not a mainstream theory. I can't put it out there.
You can put it out there. We can make it mainstream. You've heard the story about him and Eddie Van Halen, right?
No.
Fucking Eddie Van Halen tried out for Limp Bizkit when they were looking for a guitar. Remember that? To hold the
When Wes Borland left?
Yeah, and then they were going around.
He's the best thing about that band.
He is. But then they went around touring and, looking for a new guitarist and shit. And we're having actual tryouts for their guitarists. Eddie Van Halen tried out. Like, no shit. He went to Fred's house and he tried out and he hung out with them. And he got mad because they were partying and smoking and shit. And that's not Eddie's thing. No. So he got mad and he left. And he left his guitar there. And for months, he was calling fucking Fred to get his fucking guitar back, and Fred just wasn't returning his fucking phone calls. So Eddie hops in this all-terrain vehicle that he owns, drives it all the way over to fucking Fred's house, drives it across the lawn. This is a story, all right? Drives it across the lawn and parks it, comes into the fucking house, grabs fucking Fred and puts a gun to his fucking head and goes, "Where's my shit?" Yeah.
That's
and then
awesome.
Fred gave him the guitar, and Eddie got back in the vehicle, and he left.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. So what's your conspiracy on that?
I really don't want to say it because...
You can't just say you got one on it and not say it, man. Everybody's waiting. We got 17 people in the audience listening for it.
Okay, I don't mean this in a derogatory way.
Oh, you yeah, you do.
There's no, I really don't. That's why I don't want to say it, because I don't want to come off as derogatory.
Okay, so it's not going to be derogatory, but cover your ears if
it's-
you're a pussy.
It's not derogatory in any way. I think Fred Durst is gay and will not admit it publicly. But there are solid.
Oh, dude, there are
solid-
total signs of that everywhere.
The name of the first 3 albums are signs.
What do you mean? $3 bill, y'all? Significant other?
Oh, wait, stop right there. So what's the saying about a $3 bill?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, so I have a gay friend, and he used to always wear a shirt that had a $3 bill on it. You know why? Because the saying is, queer is a $3 bill. Because it started out as when queer meant odd, right? So my gay friend used to wear a shirt with a $3 bill on it, because the saying is, queer is a $3 bill. And so Fred Durst is like, $3 bills, y'all, because $3 bills, right?
And then significant other, and then chocolate syrup.
Wait, stop.
Flavored water as a dick in the
Stop
ass.
at significant other, because significant other, up until gays could get legally married, what did they call their partner?
Significant others.
Okay. And so the third album is what?
Chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
So
we all know what that is.
Right.
But yeah, dick in the butt.
So, like, I don't, like I said, I don't mean this in a derogatory manner, but
that all makes sense.
But the first 3 Limp Bizkit albums aren't named after gay euphemisms, and I feel like there's got to be a reason why.
And the songs are about a lover.
So I don't know.
The songs are about girls. And, well, it's in that era where they're singing songs about girls and coming back and shit. But he's probably singing about a dude.
Okay, so
it is. Have you listened?
I know. Okay, so like, if that's his thing, whatever, that's his thing. I'm cool with it. But like,
and that's fine if he's gay. There's no problem with that.
Right, but that's just like a thought I've always had is like, why is there so many references and euphemisms in Limp Bizkit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of brought things to light right here. I've been listening to them for what, 25 years now? Mm-hmm. And you kind of brought some things to light, and it kind of makes sense when he's singing the song Counterfeit and he's talking about a person being fake. It very well makes sense that he's talking about a guy.
Yeah, or himself.
Or himself too. Yeah, Stuck. Yep, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot there that makes sense when you just brought that up. That's a legit theory that you just came up with. That is a real legit theory.
I didn't just come up with it. I've discussed this with my wife before.
I'm sure you have, but I'm just saying this is legit here, man. Think about it. See, even Vanguard's like, yo, that makes fucking sense. It does. It really does. And all the people on the cover. So the significant other cover is a dude on the cover because it's him on the mic, right? It's a dude on the cover.
No, that's $3 bill.
No, $3 bill is him standing in the corner with the hat on.
Right.
Yeah, up against the wall. Significant other is him with the mic going forward like that. And then Chocolate Starfish is a bunch of male aliens in a bowl of hot dogs and water.
You saw.
But he already said what the hot dog flavored water was. He said that. Well, I mean, his version of what it was, but you don't believe it clearly.
You know.
Hot dog flavored water is the 7-Eleven hot dog sitting in the water.
Right. And they used to make jokes about drinking it.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Also, I did watch when
he never told us where the chocolate starfish came from though. He never did. He never touched it. Yeah.
So well, somebody touched it. Anyway. Anyway, I'm thrown off now. Okay.
Because you had to talk about your theory out loud.
Yeah.
Publicly, live.
Yeah.
Now it's got to go viral because I'm going to do hashtag Limp Bizkit.
No, because I feel weird about it now because I don't want to come off as hating or derogatory or anything because it's not my intent. It's just something that I've seen, that my head put together.
I don't think anybody in the chat thinks that at all because a few people in the chat already agreed with you, and I
Okay,
agree with you
all
too.
right. But
I agree with you. I
I just,
actually agree with you. Like,
want to be respectful to all people. You know what I mean? That's why I kind of didn't even want to talk about it. I have theories about other things.
just remember, he said all people, not you people. What do you mean, you people? Yeah, you're good, man. All right, there's a weird vibe going on now.
It is. I'm a little uncomfortable, and I
Oh,
usually
yeah.
don't get uncomfortable.
Oh man, you're more uncomfortable than sitting in the back of the Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
He
love
tried to
Mallrats.
put it somewhere really uncomfortable.
I
Like, where?
love
The backseat of a
Mallrats.
Volkswagen?
On your birthday, you made me do a striptease to the Mighty Mouse theme while he was playing NHL '94.
Right. You do remember what movie he left at her house, huh? When she's like, you left your remote and this and
You mean Chasing Amy?
no. Fletch.
Oh, I never seen Fletch.
Shut the fuck up.
I know. It's a Chevy Chase I never seen. I know. You ever
Fletch
seen
and Fletch Lives?
Never
Oh
seen
my
it.
God. Fletch Lives has one of the greatest movie lines you will ever hear in your entire life in it.
Which was?
In Fletch Lives, so Chevy Chase is that's true. So,
yeah, right.
So Chevy Chase is Fletch. He's a reporter, and his aunt in Louisiana dies, and he inherits her house. So he goes to Louisiana, and when he gets there, it's an old rundown plantation, and there's a little guest house in the back.
Okay.
Except it's not a guest house. It used to be slave quarters, and his aunt's employee lived there, and it was this black guy.
Watch Fletch.
And he tells him, he says, Chevy Chase, he's really sarcastic about everything, and he's like, oh, I worked for your aunt for 30 years or something like that, and then he says, he goes, have you ever heard of the Emancipation Proclamation? And the guy looks at him and he goes, well, some people were talking about it a few years back, but it never got real popular around these parts. And dude, that guy played that line
right
so perfect, and I'm not spoiling it for you because the movie's fucking 30 years old, but it turns out he wasn't like an undereducated black dude. He was actually an FBI agent investigating some stuff. He was just like kind of playing like he was uneducated, backwoods kind of guy. But yeah, for him to spit that line out, dude, it's one of my favorite things in the entire world. Also, his aunt left him a pink Cadillac that didn't have any brakes, so he had to bump into shit to stop.
No, that's funny. All right, yeah, you really got to watch this movie. It's probably on Amazon or something. I could stream it. You ever see Funny Farm?
Yes, obviously.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite Chevy Chase movies. You know what I think is the weirdest Chevy Chase movie? The Invisible Man.
I remember seeing that when I was really young. Didn't that come out in like 85 or 86 or something?
Like 91.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like 91, like 1990, 91, because I was like 5, 6 years old when it came out because my mom watched it, and I knew who Chevy was when I was that age. And yeah, I thought that was like the weirdest Chevy Chase movie I ever seen.
I don't really remember it too well. Yeah, I actually have Fletch and Fletch Lives on DVD. So in the summertime, especially when my granddaughter's here, we like to do outdoor movie night.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll set up a projector in the backyard and watch movies on the back of the house. And every single time, and I drive my family crazy with this, they're like, what movie are we going to watch? And I'm like, what about Fletch?
You always bring it up, huh?
Every fucking time, dude. Like, if on the rare occasions my family is like, we're all getting together to watch a movie, my suggestion is always Fletch.
You ever watch Community?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that
first couple seasons were great?
yeah, but did you know that I think it was either Donald Glover what threatened to leave the show if Chevy didn't get off the show? And that's
Yeah,
why
but-
Chevy wasn't in like the last couple seasons.
Right, because he kept using the N word with a hard R.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he
He-
was being a dick.
Yeah, from what they said, he was super difficult to deal with and
A lot of
very
people say he's super difficult.
overtly. Yeah, but they were saying that on that show specifically, he was very overtly racist.
Nothing But Trouble
Nothing
was a
But Trouble was a
fantastic-
banger of a movie.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was.
Tupac's in that movie.
Yeah, I love it when Demi Moore is fucking playing cars with Bobo, the two fat twins in the junkyard. Love that movie. Dude, that had a great cat. Dan Aykroyd, wasn't Alec Baldwin one of the robbers in it? One of the Baldwins was. That was a great movie. What are you doing, Bill?
I'm looking at a message from my wife.
Oh, what do you say you get ready for one of your wheels? You ready for it?
Yeah. So tonight. So we're giving away one of the Nintendo Quest handhelds.
Nintendo Quest handheld. Tell them about the Nintendo Quest handheld, man.
It is an Ambernick RG35XXH, which actually these are on sale on the TikTok shop, and people are like, "Oh, you should buy a bunch of them because then you could save money." Because I buy them from Ambernick from their official store, and I, not to say how much everything costs me, I charge a certain amount for these because it's my program that I'm actually charging for, the labor I've done to put a program on it to run all the games and stuff, because what comes with it is actually kind of garbage. But you can get them on sale at the TikTok shop, but you can only get one, and it's definitely drop ship from China. So you're gonna get one, but it'll be in a couple weeks. And if you just want my card, you can get my card. I'll sell it to you.
But tonight's giveaway is the Quest.
But we're giving one away tonight, fully loaded. It's got about 10,000 games on it.
Now, what's on it? What does it go up to? Does it play PlayStation 1? Does it play Dreamcast?
PlayStation 1. I've got a little Dreamcast. Got some PSP.
Got some PSP.
Yeah, obviously we got all the early stuff. We have Atari. I do have Wonder Swan on there, which was a Japanese exclusive handheld console that was in competition with the Game Boy at the time. Never made it out of Japan. Fantastic console.
You can't have a handheld without having a Wonder Swan.
Dude, I've been trying for years to get people into Wonder Swan.
Wonder Swan's awesome.
You see in the chat, Jason Schutzman.
Yes.
That's my buddy Jay Schutz. So when I was really getting into Wonder Swan and trying to get people into Wonder Swan, I hooked Jason up with one, and the first game I tried to hook him up with was Gunpei, and it's the worst game to being like, this is my first ever Japanese handheld games. So, it's on the N64 Players and Collectors YouTube page.
There you go. So what's so Gunpei for the Wonder Swan?
It's a little bit like a weird offshoot of Tetris, but I could never even figure out how to play it.
Okay.
So
you suggested that as his first game to figure out.
I did until I tried to play it, because I just knew it was like a Tetris style game, and then I tried to play it, and it was absolutely atrocious. It was so bad.
That's
so bad.
Hilarious. Actually, Adam, I actually have a GPI right here. I think I'm finally going to load this thing up. I actually downloaded the front end for it the other day for Battlefield. Oh shit, I just dropped it. Well, may not be playing that anymore now. Yeah, I actually just downloaded Battlefield for it the other day, so I was going to load it up on an SD card for the first time and see how I can get fucking games on it. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that. If you guys want to win a Quest loaded up with about 10,000 games on it from Nintendo, hit hashtag Quest in the chat on YouTube under Nintendo YouTube or my YouTube. Doesn't matter which one. but as long as you're on one of our YouTubes, hit hashtag Quest, and you're going to enter your chance to win a Quest handheld with just around 10,000 games on it. Goes up to PS1. It's got all the good stuff on it. Probably has MAME. Definitely has Nintendo 64, right?
Yes, it's got MAME. It's got Nintendo 64. It's got Super Nintendo. Oh man, I can't even remember everything that's on it at this point. Atari 2600s.
All the Ataris, right?
Yeah,
all the usual shit. You got Game Boy. You got
Yes.
Game Boy Color.
Yes.
You got probably
Game
a little
Boy
bit Game Boy
Advance.
Advance.
Yep.
No DS though.
No DS.
No
Virtual
DS,
Boy.
which is fine. You know, that probably wouldn't even work on it right anyways. But you got this.
I don't think so either. However, if you're looking for DS, you should call me.
What is that?
It's a DS cartridge with every DS game on it.
Is it like a soft mod SD card?
It's a DS cartridge. But yes, it's
But
like
it's loaded up.
Yeah, it's like an
I didn't know you had
EverDrive
that.
style cartridge.
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah, dude, I need to get one of those off you. Does it play Dreamcast? You
Yes.
said there's a couple Dreamcast
Yes.
there. Now wait, what Dreamcast is on there? Do you got Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on there?
Obviously.
Obviously. Does it play good?
Yeah, it plays
Yeah.
pretty smooth. So
Plays pretty-
I
all right.
wouldn't necessarily put PlayStation 2 or
No.
GameCube on here.
No, those little
Um,
things can't handle that.
The PS1 runs pretty well. I mean, I was playing Spyro on it with no problem at all, and Spyro is running at full speed. And that's one of the higher frame rate PS1 games once you get to running around the open fields and stuff.
Right. Okay. Damn, we got 16 entries and 18 people watching.
That's I'm one of the people watching, so it doesn't count.
I'm not one of the people watching. We're up to 20. Whoever just jumped in, if you want to win a Quest with just about 10,000 games on it, the Quest handheld, the hashtag Quest in the chat. So I'm not watching on our Facebook. So if you're watching on yours, that means there's 19 people in the chat. And yeah, you're running Batacera, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's running Batacera.
Okay,
I introduced Bill to Batacera.
Yes, he did, and I've become a very big fan of it. So what it runs on is I had to think for a second because I also have these going. I do those also.
What is that?
That's the Miu Mini. That's the one I sell as the Biltendo beverage. It has a very similar OS.
Hang on 1 second, Bill. Whoever the Facebook user is, how do we enter? You got to go to Bill's YouTube or my YouTube.
That's Nicholas Mann. Go to my YouTube.
Go to Bill Tendo's YouTube and type in hashtag Quest in the chat, and then you'll be able to enter. You have to be on one of our YouTubes in order to be able to enter it to win. So go on, Bill. I'm sorry. Go on.
Okay. So the Miu comes with the name of the operating system is Onion. So I tried running Batacera on there. It doesn't run very well on there. So the operating system that is on here is called Garlic. But you can run, instead of running a straight interface to Garlic, you can run a Batacera front end, and it runs nice and smooth.
Batacera is king, man.
It is.
It is king. When it comes to the retro stuff now, it is king, dude. RetroPie is gone. It is all about Batacera.
Yeah.
All about Batacera, man.
Yeah, I'd like to see, for a long, long time, I was a big fan of RetroArch. And then now, not so much.
Dude, I used to be a huge fan of RetroArch too, but I got rid of my RetroArch on my systems, and I use an emulator now called BizHawk.
Uh-huh.
And BizHawk is basically the same thing as RetroArch, except there's more configurations to it. Like it's a per emulator configuration. So if I want to play arcade sticks on Nintendo, I can set my arcade sticks to the Nintendo, and then if I want to run controllers on Sega Genesis, I can run controllers on Sega Genesis, and it's completely separate inputs and a completely separate configuration. It's a per system configuration. Well, RetroArch, you couldn't do that. And also with RetroArch, a lot of times that I ran into, the issue was where, like, if I plug in controller 1, 2, and 3, right? Sometimes controller 3 would show up as player 1, and it would confuse who the players were, which would fuck everything up for the controllers. BizHawk doesn't do that at all because it's a per system configuration, and it remembers it. All right, we got 18 people in the entry, 20 people watching. Let's hit this giveaway, man. That's a good one. I think that's the most we've ever had in a giveaway.
Yep.
Almost the entire chat in the giveaway. Hell yeah. Awesome for you guys. Thank you, chat, today. Chat has been here all night. Popping tonight, man. Patrick Sean.
That's Michael Patrick, right? Am I wrong? Is Patrick Sean a different person?
No, Patrick Sean's a completely different person, man.
Okay, the icon, the picture is very similar. Okay.
It's very similar, yeah, but it's not. It's a completely different person. Congratulations, Patrick Sean. Bill, put a banner up and put your email in the banner if he doesn't know who you are.
Okay.
Do you know how to do that?
I can do this.
You can. Are you just going to put it in the chat?
Yep.
There you go. So, Patrick, shoot him an email with whatever information he's given you, and then he'll get you that quest out, man. Remember, quality over speed. Chapetta Yahoo. You know, I got to figure out how.
Oh, wait, that's wrong.
Is that wrong?
Oh, no, that's right. Okay.
Right, yeah.
I have multiple email addresses.
I got to figure out how we can make a comment in the chat and both of us don't post our names at the same time. Because I didn't comment that. Whenever you make a comment in the chat, it posts my name and your name too. Like it's commenting on it.
Yep.
I got to figure out how to get rid of that. So wait, didn't you? Was that the only giveaway you had?
No, I had another one planned, but things didn't work out right. So we'll talk about it next week.
Talk about it next week. Okay, talk about it next week. No problem. That was a banger of a raffle that you just did, man. Yeah. Total banger of a raffle right there.
Tomorrow night's going to be a banger too. Got that PSX going up.
Listen, if you're on Facebook, jump in the N64 Players and Collectors Facebook group if you're not already in it. Jump in, follow it. Everybody loves the Nintendo 64. But also, you can follow it for some badass claim sales and some badass raffles, also called wheels, that Builtendo does, man. You get some badass shit. Badass shit, man. And you can, if you're interested in the quest yourself, if you just want to purchase one, go to builtendo.com and you can pick up the quest or any one of Builtendo's products too. Builtendo is the Retro Man King.
What?
Yeah.
So if you go to builtendo.com, I actually have my build for this. If you already have the console, you got a discounted console off of TikTok or something. You could just pop the card in it and it works.
Buy the SD card off.
Yep. And on my website, look under the Builtendo Labs section of builtendo.com. You'll see it listed there. And I do offer tech support, obviously, customer support. If you got a problem, I'm going to help you work it out as long as you didn't change too many of my settings. Once you reach a certain point, you're on your own, though. Because some people fuck around too much.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now, Bill, is that SD card just literally pop it in and it loads it right up?
Absolutely. You power the console off, put in the SD card, and turn it back on. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, go to RetroLizardsCustomArcades.com and buy a Retro Lizard light gun arcade. That's what you want. A full-size light gun arcade. As a matter of fact, hang on, let me email this to myself, and I am going to put that up on the screen here.
You know what? I'm gonna show you how easy this actually is, because this one right here has the factory set up. This one right here, let me pop the card out of it, because I was modding these earlier. Where's my little? There we go. So let me do this real quick. All right. My fingers are too fat for the micro SD. So just real quick, we're going to power this on. Oh, I already popped that card out. I forgot about that. So literally, there's 2 micro SD slots, by the way, which is super convenient because you can put my system on one, and then if you know what you're doing, you can just add game ROMs to the second card.
That's not bad.
No.
Well, you're basically extending the card.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That is very, very cool, actually. All right, so I want to show you guys this. So I never really show my products too much, but here is one of my products. These are technically both of my products, but so this is a Retro Lizard Lycon arcade. This is what you're looking at right here. So on the left-hand side is a company that I used to use called Game Room Solutions to order my cabinets from. If you look in the background, you can see I have a CNC machine up there. So now I cut my own arcade cabs, so I don't have to buy anybody's arcade cabs. So on the right, we have an original design by me, which is the Retro Lizard Light Gun cab. So the difference between the two of them is that mine is made by me, and all of mine comes with the LCD marquee. You can see I have a bigger LCD marquee there. Now, this cab isn't completely done yet, so, don't criticize the cab too much because it still needs side art, still needs a T-molding, still needs other little things around here. I got to tint the plexi, things like that. But all of my Light Gun arcades come with 226 Light Gun games only. The LCD screen, 2 gun for IR guns, no matter what. That's the only light guns that I will use. It's delivered plug and play, completely plug and play. You turn it on, you pick up the guns, and you play those games. That's all you do, man. Super easy. Both of these are actually 4K machines. I do 1080p and I do 4K machines. But this is my original design on the right. You can see the difference between the two. You can see the difference in the graphics. The graphics on the left are more of the matte finish, not by my choice because that's what the company offers. And it's the only thing the company offers. But now we have the full-on gloss on the right. No plexiglass needed because these are actually carved vinyl graphics that go on these. And my guy that I ordered from is he does car wraps, custom car wraps, and he's printing the graphics for me. 10 minutes from my house. So that is one of my products, and that is the Light Gun arcade from Retro Lizard. So I will have a video up on that by Monday. This Jurassic Park one is actually getting to real time crisis guns, 24-volt top slider recoils, man. They are $2,000 just for the guns, and they are amazing. When you pull that trigger, you know why you just spent $2,000 on 2 guns, man. It's amazing. That's my top. That's my premium, my most premium arcade. That arcade is a $5,000 arcade. I have everything.
Oh, fuck it.
I have less too. I have everything to match everybody's pocket, and I also have financing too. If you want the best of the best, I sell the premium product. If you just want the Light Gun arcade with premium stuff inside it, everything I do is premium no matter what, but doesn't cost as much. We got cheaper options too, man.
That sounds awesome.
That's what's up. Everybody to feed everybody. We gotta cater to everybody's needs, man. And everybody who wants to be in the retro gaming and have an experience with it, we have to cater to all of them.
Look, we're gonna look at this real quick just because I wanted to show it. It says 10,419 games that I have on here, but the truth is I have a couple doubles because I wanted some variants, and I was telling Joel I messed up a little bit, but sometimes I have an American and a Japanese version, so that'll be two versions of the same game, whereas I didn't mean to do that as many times. That's why I say 10,000 games and not 10,420.
Right.
But
look at that. That's sexy. You got the Neo Geo Pocket on there too. That is so sexy. Virtual Boy, Super Nintendo. There's the Game Boy. LCD games.
Yeah, there's a couple I don't really like them, but
okay. You got the Amiga CD. You got the Amiga 32 on there. Nice. The links. How could you not have the links on anything, man? I have the links on my 4K cabinets.
And Joel, I didn't tell you about this. I ordered these, got them in today. They're also on the website. If you have one of these already, you bought one from me, you bought one from somewhere else, whatever. On the top, there is a mini HDMI.
Yeah. You got the dock? There you go.
It is a mini HDMI adapter, and you can plug a regular HDMI cable into it so you can play this on the big screen.
Perfect, man. Just like that. There you go.
So you could use this
baby,
as a controller and play on the big screen. It's like the most portable home console ever at this point.
Nikki wants to know how well do all those ROMs play on that thing. I would say they play pretty well.
They play really, really smoothly.
Surprisingly, handhelds have come a long way.
Oh, they've come so far. I mean,
The fact that you can play Nintendo 64 on that little guy.
5
right
years
there.
ago, we couldn't do that.
Nope. You're playing Conker's Bad Fur Day in your hand.
Yep. And
Yep.
it's not lagging. It's running smooth. Yeah, it's a whole. We're in a completely different place than we were a few years ago.
With emulation? Fuck yeah, we are. Dude, the handheld is taking over. It really is. The handheld did this between the Steam Deck, the Asus Rally, or the Asus Ally. That's what we should talk about next week is handhelds. We should talk about handhelds next week. Next week's topic, let's just talk about handhelds the entire show.
We should do that. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a Steam Deck build.
I have a Steam Deck. I love my Steam Deck.
So here's the thing is I'm apprehensive about it because I don't actually have a Steam Deck. So I'm looking to buy or trade for one.
Trade for one because the battery life fucking sucks.
Well, I just need the bottom tier.
Right.
Because I need something to test on.
Right.
You know?
That makes sense.
I mean, I've been talking to Matt Cohen. I've been talking to him and I told him, I'm like, dude, like at this point right now, with me not having a Steam Deck, he has one. I'm like, I'll build it. I'll send it to you. If, you test it out, let me know how it runs. And if everything runs properly, you can keep it.
There you go.
For free, just for testing it out.
Yeah, can't beat that. Can't beat that at all. All right, let's punch it. We're going to say peace out.
Yep.
Until next time, next week, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, GameOnia, Nintendo, Retro Lizard, the N64 Players and Collectors Group. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, chat, for chiming in here this entire show. This was fucking awesome. Thank you for doing the giveaway, Bill. Thank you for being you. Thank you for pointing out Fred Durst's gay theory. Hashtag chocolate starfish. Go to the Buildtendo. Go to buildtendo.com for all your retro needs, all your arcade needs. Go to RetroLizardsCustomArcades.com. Thank you so much, guys. Bill, you got anything to say?
Nah, I'm out of here.
We're out of here. Thank you, guys, and we're gonna end this stream.